Hello everyone, it's Tanny Games here, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with a speed build for you all in the Glade for Tiana's palace, her home, and also the Lady and the Tramp house skin, which just came out in the premium shop. By the time this video goes up, it probably might not be there anymore. But yeah, this is just kind of like a quick little speed build. Now, I don't think I intend to keep this build, to be honest. I do want to make my whole valley very fairy core, and unfortunately this just wouldn't fit in with the vibes, but I think it is a great way to decorate the Glade. I think a lot of people have put Tiana in the Glade. Not only does she mention it, but I think a lot of people put her there because obviously in the film, you know, they're in the swamps and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people are doing it based on her adventures and her travels to kind of regain her human form. So I think that's what a lot of people have done, but I could definitely see a more city core inspired kind of build, maybe done in the plaza or the meadow. I think the builds could certainly work there as well, just sort of for placement of her. I certainly think that I want to get Tiana's palace by Remy's restaurant, which I currently have in the plaza. I just need to work out where on earth I'm going to put it in my plaza. I might have to redo where I have Daisy's shop at the moment, or I might put it where I have my Hercules kind of like ruins and stuff like that. That might be what I end up doing. Now I end up using the tram, of course. The tram is one of my favourite items from the pack of items that we got with the star path. But what I'm doing is I'm actually using the Oswald trolley tracks, which you can get with the DLC after doing his storyline. So I'm doing that to create this fake sort of like tram tracks, but if you wanted to recreate this and you don't have the DLC, you could probably get away with doing like a touch of magic rug, or you could probably, if you have a lot of iron and gold, you could actually make a track out of iron ingot bars and gold ingot bars. I've seen people use iron ingots in a lot of creative ways to create lines down streets and things like that, so I see no reason why you couldn't use them to make fake tram tracks and stuff like that. I think that would be good. Now I did use up almost all of my materials to make enough tram tracks, so it looks like I am going to have to revisit Eternity Isle to get my resources back. What I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of split this build, so I have like a sort of an asphalt road kind of section, and then I also have like a pedestrianised path. I also use the Oswald cars as well because I just felt they fit the vibe, and I do actually use the carriage from the Little Mermaid bundle that we got. But obviously you don't have to use that if you don't want to. It's just an extra piece of decor just to make it seem like this is kind of like a lively town and stuff like that. At least that was my plan for this build. I have tried to use a lot of the Tiana items, so I use her tables and chairs, of course, outside her palace. I do use the gazebos because the gazebos are absolutely stunning. I definitely plan to use them in different spots throughout the valley, and I'm so glad we have them because I actually wanted to do an outdoor library build for ages, because I seen Cress's build, and honestly, Cress is like such an amazing content creator. Her builds are beautiful. I'm actually so jealous. Like, she does amazing creations, and she did an outdoor library, and I'd always been against it because I'm like, but you can't put books outdoors, they're gonna get wet, and now we have these gazebos. I'm just thinking I can do gazebos filled with books. It's such a silly little thing, but it's something that I'm so excited for. I've wanted some kind of like gazebo type item, or some kind of like outdoor gazebo pergola thing that I could use without using the glass kind of gazebo that you can make. And these gazebos are just stunning. They're so beautiful. They're going over my valley. I think I ended up buying about 100 of them from Scrooge or something like that as soon as I got them, because I was like, I have to have these. I have to have these. So I have used a couple of those in the build. Naturally, I do also add in some fireflies, but I added them after I finished filming. For some reason, I kind of forgot to add those in, but as soon as I pressed stop record, I was like, okay, now add in the fireflies, and I was like, wait, why didn't I film that? So I do add those in as well. I also use a couple of the Dreamlight fruit trees in the build, again, just to add that sparkle. I like adding that kind of glow and stuff like that to the Glade, because the Glade is quite dark. Do you know, I tell you what, you know how everyone complains about the Forgotten Lands being dark? The Forgotten Lands doesn't feel dark for me. The Glade feels dark for me. Like that. Like, I'm probably alone in thinking about it, but yeah, that's how it is for me. I also used a lot of the like the foliage bushes, like the vases, the planters from the aerial bundle as well, because I love them. I think they're gorgeous. And then I also ended up buying this red inauguration ribbon from Scrooge's, which is quite cool. When you go into Scrooge's to buy more, it has like a little lock symbol on it, but you can buy more. And so I don't know if maybe I'm not supposed to have that or not, but I bought it legitimately through Scrooge. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a bit like how the Oswaldian umbrella was, because for a while that was the same. But we'll just see. Hopefully I get to keep that item and it doesn't get pulled as a like a quest item exclusive kind of thing. Outside of Tiana's house, I do end up doing a little garden. I do it as like a kind of like playful kids garden. So I use a couple of items from the Bonnie decor set. That was in the premium shop at one point. It's obviously no longer there, but that's what I use for that. But you could literally do any kind of garden. So for the lady in the tramp house, I went for something a bit more kind of like elegant. I used Beast's like greenhouse kind of like flower stand, because I imagine that as like an elegant gazebo, and I think it works so nicely with Lady's house. I think it's kind of like just the perfect pairing, to be honest. I think it goes so beautifully next to her home, so I definitely wanted to utilise that. And then obviously, as I said, with Tiana's, it's more of a playful kind of garden. Maybe for Naveen and Tiana's eventual children. I mean, who knows whether it's canon, whether or not they do decide to have children or not, but either way, that's the storyline I have invented. I also tried to make a bit of a nod or reference to kind of like the swamp with a couple of areas in the build. So there's an area at the top which is covered in kind of like mushrooms, and I love that they add a bit of glow to the Glade. And then I also do a little kind of like picnic area there. So I just imagine it as like a natural area, like, you know how you might have grass spots in your town and things like that. So that's what I've done there. But then over towards Tiana's house, what I've actually done is I've put in the Wally billboard, and I also used her tower and created kind of like more of a, not a rusticy rundown, but maybe like a less appealing kind of area, if that makes sense. Like maybe that's a signpost for leaving the town and stuff like that. Like, that's the kind of vibe I went for, and I went for some like mossy trees and stuff like that again to kind of fit the swampy vibe and everything like that. To be honest, apart from the dozens of lily pads that I used, there's not a lot of items that I've done in this build, and to cover like half of the Glade, I think it's quite a good build potentially for people who have the lower limit, like people on the older Xbox consoles or the PlayStation consoles, or people on Switch and stuff like that. Like, it might be a bit more lower limit friendly kind of thing to take this advice, like this style, because like I said, a lot of the space is actually just used up with the buildings, and you could certainly cut down on the amount of lily pads in the water. I'm just like, I love anything that lights up, so I had to include them kind of thing. But obviously with these pieces being quite big, you know, it fills a half of a biome with not many items, to be honest. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think of that and whether it's something you definitely want to do. Also, I did find my Alice in Wonderland quirky teapot when I was doing this build, which I was excited about because I was thinking, wait a minute, I haven't seen that for a while. And then it came up and I was like, okay, I'm using that because I haven't seen this item for so long and I want to use it. So that's what I did. And then I set up the restaurant bits with like a couple of tables and stuff like that. I think you could elevate this a little bit by dropping down some food, like some dishes, like cooking up some gumbo or something like that. That'd be a great thing to kind of have there to have as dishes. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it was quite a good build in the end. Like I said, I am not leaving this as a permanent build because I am trying to fairy court my valley. So unfortunately, this is not gonna stay. It's not gonna stay, which is kind of sad actually, because I wish I could get it to stay, because I think it is a lovely little build, but ultimately it's not going to go with the end game theme of my valley. I certainly am looking forward to another DLC with areas to decorate, so I can like potentially keep builds like this, do a more city core inspired vibe and stuff like that. I'm thinking of definitely doing that on my new account save, is doing like a city core inspired valley, just to potentially like mix it up and things like that, because obviously, like I said, I am sticking more fairy core with this one. We are going to get shortly into a walkthrough of the build. I don't know why I lost my words there. And we have a sunset walkthrough and a nighttime walkthrough. I just figured they were the best time of days to showcase the build because of all the glowing fireflies, because of the glowing mushrooms, because of the lights and stuff like that. That's kind of when I wanted to showcase it. So we do have effectively 2 walkthroughs, one at night and one at sunset. So make sure you check those out. But before we kind of get to the end of the video and wrap this up, I do just want to say a huge thank you to all my recent subscribers to the channel. I can't believe how much this channel's grown over the past couple of days. It makes me so happy. If there's any kind of builds or decor ideas you want to see me do on the channel, just leave a comment down below. I'm happy to try and do a build for you all, whether I do it on my main account or my alt account, depending on sort of where you're at, whether you want to see things with premium items or not and stuff like that. Just leave a comment down below and we can look at doing a build on the channel for something that you want to see. But thank you all so much for your time today. Thank you to all my channel members. Your support means the world to me, and to anyone who likes, anyone who comments, anyone who shares and subscribes to the channel. Huge thanks. You guys are absolutely incredible, and thank you so much. I love you all. I love you all so much. You all mean the world to me. And if you want to, feel free to join my Discord. The link will be in the description below. But I'll leave you with the rest of this walkthrough. Enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!